2 Esdras 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon their houses. This is the brother Quanah Wath coming back at you, Lord will, with an edifying lesson through spirit and power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. Brothers had, ultimately sent this video in the chat. And I remember maybe possibly about a week ago, I had seen a very, very small clip of this, what you would call interview or podcast or whatever you want to call. It's only about, as you see right here, about a little less than 4 minutes, which we're going to play the whole thing, man. And then we're going to go in, right, through the spirit and power. Yahweh Shema Shah, Lord will. Right, so without further ado,
we're talking about something longer than a couple days. If this happens 6 to 9 months, then again, it amplifies it, 1,000 to 1,000,000 fold. So if we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, and it has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee. They found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
90% of Americans, what's 90% of 360 million people?
So it's like 300 million. So
300 million people wiped off the map, just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months.
9 months?
That was the metric that the EMP Commission utilized.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down?
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse. And it's horrific because we think about loosening the rule of law. And so we have George Carlin, a clip from, one of his comedy tours in a movie. And he says, you can't count on the police or the National Guard. They'll be at home protecting their own family. And that's exactly true.
I don't think people realize how much chaos and how miserable it will become when the power grid goes down. And just, I've known this is coming for a long time. And when I first started looking into, me and my wife lived in Florida. We went through a hurricane, and anybody who lives in Florida, the population just continues to increase and increase. And now after 2020 and COVID, with all the mandates, all these people that want freedom are just pouring in there like it's nobody's business. And well, we moved up here about 5 years ago to Tennessee, and we went through a hurricane. Here's what happens in a hurricane. If anybody's been through one, they obviously know, but grocery stores are completely wiped out within about 48 hours of a hurricane coming. Just the news alone, people go into panic mode, and there goes all the water, there goes all the bread, there goes all the meat, all the frozen food, all the vegetables, anything you can think of, it's gone. Gasoline, gone. The lines go around, the lines can be over a mile long sometimes. Plywood, gone. Why do you need plywood? To keep looters out and to keep debris that the hurricane's going to throw at your house from breaking windows. All the plywood's gone. All the generators are gone because everybody knows the power's going to go out. Everything that you can think, you can't even escape it because I believe it was Matthew, there was a stop and go traffic jam on Highway 95, and that went all the way from Miami to Atlanta, Georgia. Stop and go traffic. There is no escape. And so when we went through that, that hurricane, if I remember correctly, that wound up being kind of over embellished by the news. But it did paint a picture of what it's going to be like with all these new people. I mean, Florida's worried that they're not going to be able to flush the toilets in a couple of years. There's so many people down there now.
Con. All right, so as you heard it, man, you know, there's talks about, you know, power outages or, you know, an EMP attack or, you know, whatever it may be, right? However it happened. I remember you had America ultimately talking about those solar flares and stuff like that and how they're ultimately going to, you know, affect, you know, really the world, right? It's going to hinder or damage, you know, the grid system, overload it, you know, so to speak, right? And ultimately may go out, right? There's many different, you know, talks as far as, you know, how the grid is going to go down. You got hackers, you know, all these different forms, man, you know, which is really a whole bunch of different avenues, right, in which America can ultimately, you know, blame it on, right, rather than, you know, ultimately take responsibility. Because really, at the end of the day, right, we you know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man, right? We understand what's going to happen, who's going to have it happen, right, and why, right? Ultimately is to, you know, it all goes back to the charagma, man, right? Esau Edom has a new system that he ultimately wants, you know, set up, right? And this what he's calling an old system, right, is what everybody's using right now, man. The old dollar, you know, the fiat dollar, you know, the old system and so on and so forth, man. And Esau Edom ultimately needs to create, you know, that chaos in order to bring forth this new system, man. You know, so this is what's going to happen, right? We understand that there is going to be a period of chaos that's going to take place here soon, right? And it very well could be, you know, an EMP attack or a solar flare or a hacking, right, on the power grid, right, which ultimately creates that chaos, man. You know, because, hey, for those that haven't seen it, right, I implore you to go and you know, search up. There's a movie. I think it's like an hour and some change, maybe. It's a movie called American Blackout. And the elder Karatazov in our camp, man, he's the one that posted it. I think it was like a little less than a year back. But he posted it. It's called American Blackout, right? And it ultimately gives you a you know, real life, you know, depiction of very well what could happen had the grid, you know, gone out, you know. So look that up, called American Blackout, you know. Hey, but this is ultimately prophesied that this will take place. We just read it in 2 Kings 15 chapter. The Lord is ultimately going to bring, you know, plagues upon Egypt again, right? Which we understand, right, that America is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. You know. So this is what it's talking about right here in America, right? The Lord is finna bring those plagues, and one of those plagues is going into that darkness, man. You know, it's going into that darkness, right? The Lord's about to shut all the lights off. The Lord's about to shut all the electronics off, everything that has to do, that has electricity. The Lord's finna turn that off, man. Right? These light poles that you see, right, when you drive at night, right? When you're ultimately, you know, you're traveling, right, and you're coming into a city and you see all those lights, right? The Lord's finna shut all that off, man. He's finna make it go dark, man. You know, and right, believe it or not, the average person is afraid of the dark, man. You know, people are afraid of being alone. People are afraid of, you know, really not having their electronics or having, you know, a form of communication or attention, period, man. Right? So that's going to cause, right there, that's going to cause people to start wigging the hell out, man. You know? Chaos is going to unfold at an all-time highs, man. Right? Crime is going to unfold. Right? And as you heard, you know, in the video, right, the dude said that people are going to be able to rely on the cops or the National Guard. Why? Because they're going to be at home protecting their own self, man. You know? So just quickly, you know, real quick, you women are going to be fucked, man. Right? Because you women rely on local authorities, right, police officers and so on and so forth to help protect you. Right? But that's not going to be the case here soon, man. Right? It's going to be nothing but complete and utter chaos, man. You know, let's just let's grab this real quick. I had a precept in my head, man. It kind of slipped. I'm doing this walk-in talk, man, so I plan on quoting a lot more scriptures, but that was one I wanted to bring out. Damn. Oh, yeah. Let's grab this real quick. 2 Timothy 3:1, right? It says, this know also, that in the last days perilous time shall come, right, man? Right? Hey, death is about to unfold, man. Right? On high levels, right? Because again, once the power grid goes out, those that are in these hospitals, right, hospices, you know, these what is it, care homes or whatever you want to call them, man, with old folks in the hospice, so on and so forth. Hey, man, a lot of these people are on these machines that obviously run on electricity that need to be on, otherwise they would die, you know. and as well as you got people that are in their homes, right, that are in this type of position, man, right? You're gonna see a lot of those people die, man, you know, right along with those, right, that are out here committing crime, right? It's gonna be like the purge, man. It's gonna be like the purge, where people are just gonna, you know, hey, man, all crime, all hell finna break loose, man, right? If you haven't seen the purge, hey, you need to go see the purge, man. You know, this is the time that we're coming into, man, right? Hey, but the Lord, again, he gave us, right? He gave us laws, statutes, commandments. He gave us instructions on what we need to do in the times to come, man. You know? Matter of fact, let's grab this, right? Because really, you know, at the end of the day, man, if you being wicked, right? You being evil, you doing shit you're not supposed to. Right? Anything that's contrary to the scriptures, if you're doing that, right, eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, hey, well, you should already know at the end of the day, man, because the prophets have been out here. The word is going out, right, that if you're doing all that, hey, well, you ultimately going to perish, man. So at the end of the day, you know, we ain't really speaking to y'all, man. You've already been warned, right? Y'all don't want to take heed, right? So at this point, the Lord is really he's only speaking to the elect, right? The elect of the nation of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as your Israelites, right, that look like the nations that you've been scattered in, you know? So the Lord's only dealing with y'all, man. Dealing with the elect of the nation of Israel, right? So let's go with this, because again, the Lord gave us, right? He gave us, you know, these law, statutes, commandments, man, right? He gave us instructions on what we need to do in order to avoid the punishment that's coming, man, you know? And this is why I hate, man, this fucking Bible app, man. Yeah, because you see the second verse, man, it's not full, you know. I could roughly paraphrase this verse, but yeah, I'll start at the top. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right, man, and that temptation ultimately goes back to, you know, a trial or a test of one's faith, man. And this is what's going to come upon the whole earth, right? The hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, right, is going to be a time that's going to try the whole earth, you know. And this is why we're telling you, you know, those that are taking heed, those that are part of, of the household of faith, we're telling you, hey, get ready, right? Prepare for what's coming, right? Because the time that's coming is not going to be, you know, a happy-go-lucky time, man. You know, again, this is going to be a time that's going to test your faith, man. And when somebody's being tested, there, you know, it's not easy, right? It's not something that, you know, you're going to be able to skate by quick, fast, in a hurry. No, man. You know, it's going to be hard, man. You know, scriptures call it this a time like no other, you know, pursuant to Jeremiah 30 and 7, Matthew 24 and verse 21, Daniel's 12 and 1. You know, it's going to be like a time like never before, right? All the times that we read about in history, it's basically going to be all those different situations, right? And their intensity and so on and so forth, all combined into one situation, man. You know? So this is going to be a very extremely hard time, man. You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing verse 2. It says, set that heart aright and constantly endure, right? We need to be able to constantly endure. right? Because again, that's the name of the game, right? Enduring into the end. That Matthew the 24th chapter, the 13th verse is that he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. We want to be saved, man. So we have to be in the spirit of endurance, man, right? And pray that Yahweh Shem Shah put the spirit of endurance upon us, man. You know, verse 3 says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Right, man. Right, because all those that depart from the Lord, right, are ultimately going to be, you know, written in the book of life, man. Meaning you're going to be killed, man. You're going to be destroyed. You know, you know, you ain't going to be written. You're not going to be written in the book of life, man. You know, you're going to be written in the earth, meaning you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to be left here to be turned into a fucking burnt, crispy, you know, piece of flesh, man. You know, verse 4 says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. That's right, man. You know, and right now, hey, we're in the low estate, right? We're the poor and needy, right? We're brought to the lowest of the low, but here soon the Lord is finna raise us up, man, right? And we need to be patient, man, right? Be patient, which patience, right, is synonymous with suffering, right? And this is, you know, going through this, dealing with this world and being on this walk, right? It ain't easy, man. It's called the straight and narrow path, and we're constantly suffering walking on this path, man. You know, constantly suffering. But hey, here soon the Lord's gonna come, man. And Lord, will we be part of the elect? We will be delivered. You know. And here's the point. I think it was verse 2. Yeah, Slacky. I forgot a part in verse 2. It says, set their heart aright, constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Right? So we're not to make haste in the time of trouble, man. You know? That was the point that I wanted to get. See, Salakia, you know, because it's Esau's shit, man. You know, his shit is always fucking doing this shit, man. But nonetheless, that was the point, right? To set that heart aright, constantly endure, make not haste in the time of trouble, man. You know, so when this situation ultimately pops off and the lights go out, right? We have to understand that these things that are going to take place, right? The screams and the cries of terror that we're going to hear, right? All those things are going to be for the elect, man. Or Slakia, for the wicked, those that are not part of the elect. Slakia, man. You know, slip of the tongue. Right? It's all going to be for the wicked, man. Right? The Lord's finna bring all this death and destruction, right, upon the wicked. You know? For their evil ways and for their evil deeds, man. You know? Let's prove that. This is Slakia. God, this is Sirach 40 and I started verse 8. It says, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners, right? Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, right? And all these things are going to take place in that time, man, right? Because, you know, Esau Edom, right, very well could use the cover of darkness, right? No lights and everything like that to ultimately come in, right, and force the Kragma or put everybody in a position to where they're going to have to look to Esau Edom for a solution. That's what he wants, man, right? Everyone's going to be in a position to be like, what the fuck? My card's not working. It's like my phone's not working. Cash, obviously has no value, you know. I don't have true riches. I haven't been buying, you know, and storing up silver and gold, so I'm broke, right? So what do? I can't do anything. Okay, well, let me look to the government. They might have a solution because that's everyone's first go-to is the government, man. They don't go to Yahweh Shem Shah. They don't go to, you know, the prophet. They don't do none of that, man. They go right to the government, you know, right to that motherfucker, man. And you know, try to figure out, hey, well, what can I do? What, you know, how do I get out of this situation, man? You know? And guess what they're going to do? The government's going to offer up that Karagma, man. They're going to offer up that fucking micro C-hip and say, and there goes the bribery, right? Oh, well, if you want this, right? It's a better system. It's a new system, you know? It ain't as flawed like the old system, so on and so forth, man. Right? And you people are going to take it, right? And those that don't, what? You're going to be killed, right? Even those that do take it, man. Right? A lot of y'all still going to be killed, man. You know, this is the position that a lot of you people are going to be put in, man, especially 2/3, right? Y'all going to be put in that position, man. And there are going to be some that are going to take it, right? And there are going to be some that aren't going to take it, man. You know, those that take it, hey, man, you very well could be reserved, right, for those ICBM nuclear missiles that come right after. But nonetheless, those that don't take it, hey, he's still going to knock y'all down, man. And or you might not take it. They might cast you back out, right? And now you got to deal with, you know, the crime that's out there. You got to deal with, right, the cannibalism, right? Because there's not going to be no food, right? You just heard that dude give an account of when he was, you know, just dealing with a hurricane, what happened, right? People were rushing the stores, people were rushing, you know, the gas lines and so on and so forth, right? No one was able to get gas, no one was able to get food or water, right? How much worse is it going to be, right, when all the whole grid system is completely down, man? You know, and there wasn't a hurricane, right? How much more are people going to sit there and bum rush these fucking stores or something like that, man? To where you go into a store and the store is going to be completely empty, man. Hey, well, that's prophecy, right? That's prophecy. 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 22nd verse, man. You know, people are going to be looking for food, and soon there's not going to be no food, right? People are going to be running into these houses, man, right? And you know, again, with these swords, man, right? Looking for food, looking for water, right? You know, matter of fact, we'll come back to this. We'll finish this off, right? 2nd Ezra 15, and just getting to the point in verse 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword," which is a modern day sword, is a gun, right? It says, "and spoil their goods," right? Take their goods, right? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? So it's not going to be no food, not going to be no water, right? People are going to grab up, you know, grab up their arms or guns and go into these people's houses, man. And in 2nd Ezra 6th chapter, it says, "Friends shall fight each other like enemies," man. Right? So people that have been real cool with each other for decades, known each other for decades, 5, 10, 15 years, you know, 20 years, 30 years, however long, hey, those people are going to be like enemies to each other, man. Because you got food, I don't. I'm going to take your food no matter what. You know, that's the kind of attitude that people are going to have against each other in the times to come, man. You know, so you best believe that the times to come is going to be great death. Right? But again, all these things that are to come upon the earth, right, in this time that's going to come, are going to be for who? For the wicked, man. Right? Those that don't want to repent, those that don't want to turn from their wicked ways, man. Continue on in Sirach 40. I started verse 8 again. "Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood." That's right, man. Right? And for their sakes, there is going to be a second flood, which is this flood is going to be by fire, right? Instead of water, man. Right? So when Jacob's trouble pops off, what do you think is going to pop off next, man? World War III, right? In that order. And the Lord is going to bring that flood of fire, man, and destroy all the wicked, right? He's going to deliver the elect, right? And destroy the wicked here in America, man. So 2/3 of Israel here in America are going to be destroyed, and the rest of the nations that dwell here, right, including Esau, Edom, are going to be destroyed as well, man. You know? There's no running from it, man. You know, there's no running from it, right? But the main point I want to touch on is how the Lord is ultimately going to deliver the elect, you know? Because again, the word is going out, right? Everybody that knows about the Israelites knows that if they don't turn away from their wickedness in the time to come, there's gonna be death waiting for your ass, man. Holding up, it's got your name and your number, right? Like you standing in line, you pull one of those tickets out, it's got number 55 on it or something like that, or 280 million, or however it may be, man. Whatever number it is, man. The Lord's got your name and your number, right? And he's basically got you numbered to a different form of judgment that he's going to bring in those times, man. You know? But nonetheless, hey, again, the Lord is for the elect, man. He's for the elect, right? We already know that he's coming to deliver the elect, man. Right? The scriptures say that the Lord hath care for the elect, man. You know? Let's grab that. I need to wisdom song. Care for the elect. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. It's like it says, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. That's right, man. And guess what? In the times to come, they're going to trust and believe and stand 10 toes on their faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, and that's what's ultimately going to get them delivered, man. You know, what does it say? For by grace through hope are you saved? Roughly paraphrasing Romans 8 and 24. You know, so it's by our faith, right? Which faith without works is dead. So we're out here proving our faith by doing these video epistles, by going out to the highways and byways, by applying the scriptures, right, in our life and our households and so on and so forth to the best of our ability, right, which proves our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? And that's what's going to get us out of here, man. You know? And we know that Sirach, the second chapter in the 10th verse says that, hey, those that ever have those that, you know, it's a rhetorical question, man. You know, have anybody trusted in the Lord, right, or called upon his name or feared the Lord and never been confounded? No, man, right? Rhetorical question, man, right? You read the scriptures, you see that all the righteous men that called upon the name of the Lord, that trusted in the Lord, hey, the Lord was always there for them, man. You know, just like he's going to be there for us, man, in the times to come, right? He's with us now, man. You know, I'll keep reading. It says, but, right? It's like it says, but the ungodly, right? Those that are wicked, those that are evil, right? Shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Right. So at the end of the day, man, right, no matter what you do, hey, you're going to be destroyed, man. The Lord's going to deliver the elect. He's going to save the elect from the times to come. Right. And he's going to destroy the wicked, man. You know, that's bottom line, man. That's absolute bottom line. There is no ifs, ands, or buts in this thing, man. It's black and white. It's either you choose life or you choose death, man. You know? And well, guess what? Again, the Lord is only going to be with them that choose life, man. You know? He's only going to be with those that choose life, you know, especially in the times to come, right? Jacob's trouble, right? You can read Psalms, the 91st chapter, man. The Lord's going to be with them. He's going to give angels charge over them to keep thee, you know, lest they dash their foot against a stone, roughly paraphrasing that precept, man. You know? He's going to be with them, man. And then soon, right, he's going to deliver the elect. Let's prove that. You know, because the Lord is all about the elect, right? Matthew 24, and what is that, verse 30? We'll start at verse 29. It says, immediately, Matthew 24:29, St. Matthew 24:29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, which is Yahushai. It says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, right? Everybody's going to see it, right? Scriptures say that every eye shall see him, man, right? So there's going to be nothing but mourning, right? People being afraid, right? It says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? Because he's coming on that fathership, right? And he's coming with his army, right? You can read that in Revelations, the 19th chapter. Right, he's coming with an army, the host of heaven, man. The 10,000s, you know, upon 10,000s, man. Millions upon millions of chariots, really, right? 31, it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So again, point proven, right? The Lord is only for the elect, man. He's only coming to deliver the elect, right? Those that are godly, those that speak upright, man, right? In Isaiah, the 43rd chapter, which is a beautiful chapter, right? In the second verse, it tells you, right, that when you go through the fire, right, when you go through the water, the Lord is going to be with you, man. And again, that right there is a comforting scripture for the elect, right? Especially for the times to come, man, right? Because not only is the Lord telling you, hey, this is what you're going to go through, but he's telling you at the same time, there's that balance, man. He's telling you at the same time that he's going to be with you in those times, man. You know, and that's how we have to, that's, you know, we have to constantly meditate on those things, man. Yes, death and destruction is going to come, but one, it's for the wicked. And two, the Lord's going to be with us, man, as long as we continue to serve him in truth and in sincerity, right? And continue to follow after righteousness and strive for righteousness. The Lord's going to be there with us, man. He's going to be there with us, and he's going to be there fighting for us, man. You know, scripture says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man. Right? So we have the ultimate coach in our corner, man. The ultimate coach who ain't never lost. He ain't never lost and will never lose, man. We have him in our corner, man. So we got to, man, that should give you a boost in the faith, man. A boost in the spirit, man. Knowing the Lord's got our back, man. You know, everyone else, you ask the fuck out, man. You know, but we don't give a fuck about y'all, man. You know, we don't give a fuck about neither one of y'all, because y'all at the end of the day, y'all already predestined to be destroyed. Lord will we be part of the elect. You predestined to be destroyed, and Lord will we be part of the elect. We predestined to be delivered, man. You know, that's the bottom line. We don't care about nothing else, man. We care about serving the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and Lord will, you know, us and our families making it, man. Right along with our brothers and so on and so forth, man. You know, that's what it's about, man. You know. But yeah, man, I just wanted to, you know, spirit hit me kind of hard just now, man. So Lord will, it was edifying. Lord will, straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash, double honor to the other apostles, the other bishops of Great Millstone. Till next time I say shalom.